Hey Cherries, it's Jessica here, and today I'm creating 3 different art journal pages using alcohol ink. I'm trying to put a lot of my alcohol ink techniques in here, so if you're new to alcohol ink, or even if you're not new and you want to pick up some new techniques, check it out. I'm starting with creating a barrier in my art journal using glossy accents. And I know typically people work with either acetate or UPO paper as their surface for working with alcohol ink, but this can sometimes be limiting, especially when I want to work in my art journal. So that's why I'm using the glossy accents, and I first applied a very generous amount. I want it fully coated, and I applied 1 coat and did my brush strokes vertically, let it dry, and then did another coat and painted it horizontally. You can also do this with some glossy Mod Podge. You just want something that will create a non-porous surface, because I'm working in art journal with regular paper, which is very porous, and you wouldn't be able to do the alcohol ink techniques with that type of notebook. So that's why I'm creating my own non-porous surface. And now I am putting on the alcohol ink. I do this very freely. I don't have a lot of plans. I kind of pick out some colors that I think would look nice together, and then I drip it onto my page and start mixing the colors together. And I use a Tim Holtz blower, and this is a must-have tool for me because this is just how I create all of my techniques. So usually I'll do a little drop of ink, and then either using the isopropyl alcohol or blending solution, I will drip that onto my alcohol ink to get it moving and blending with the other colors around it. I know a lot of people aren't quite sure when to use isopropyl alcohol or when to use blending solution. For the most part, I use the isopropyl alcohol, but this is only when I'm using regular alcohol ink. So none of the pearls, none of the metallics, or anything like that. If I start using any of those, I have to switch to using the blending solution. Otherwise, they will clump up and just not look pretty. Something about the blending solution just treats it so it's just the same as other inks, where I have done it with the isopropyl alcohol and it clumps. But for the regular alcohol ink, which doesn't have any of that, I typically will just use the isopropyl alcohol. And that also goes for as soon as you apply the pearls, you need to continue using the blending solution for the rest of that project. So even though that's what you're blending just then, if it will come into contact with any of the isopropyl alcohol or other inks, you just need to keep with the blending solution. So that's why I like to keep both on hand, and because I really like the pearls and the metallics. I think they add a lot, and most of the time I end up using them, but I just try to save the use of them toward the end of my project. That way, for the most part, I'm using the isopropyl, but then towards the end, I will switch over to the blending solution. So that right now, because I know I wanted to include a lot of techniques, and I'm going to be jumping around a bit. I wanted to start with just making all of my backgrounds and then kind of figuring out what I wanted to do with them. So I first started with that surface I made myself, and then I moved on to some acetate. Those were the Dina Wakley acetate faces, and I love using those as focal points on my pages. And then now I'm making a rainbow. I also love making rainbows with alcohol ink because they just turn out so cool, and they're always so different. So I did a strip of the ink colors and then applied the isopropyl alcohol to get them blending and moving around throughout the page. This video coordinates with a blog post that I wrote up, and I have a whole section about color theory and what makes what colors look good and how to group colors together. So if you're interested in that, check out the blog post. I put a lot of information there. And if you're not familiar with color theory but want to get started on alcohol ink, I highly recommend checking it out because these colors do blend together. They merge and they play with each other, and they won't always look good if you're picking colors that may not look good together. But creating a rainbow or creating composition using colors that are right next to each other on the rainbow is an easy way to make sure that the colors will blend nicely and look good. So if you don't know much about color theory or don't check out the blog post, you can make a rainbow and it'll be pretty. So I'll have the link to that blog post in the description below. And you also see I just put on some stamping. I was using an alcohol lift ink pad, and that works by lifting up some of that ink. So you'll see the texture of my stamp towards the end here where it was able to lift that up. And then also I could stamp that on another surface. I didn't do that part of the alcohol lift ink pad, but that is something you could do as well. Now I'm cutting out my acetate faces, and I'm going to use these as my focal points for my pages. You can see how beautiful they are and how much they stand out on white, and I'm really excited about that. Alcohol inks are so vibrant, and especially how I use them, I try to really keep them very saturated, and I use a lot of the pigment. You can blend them down a bit more, but I just love how this is standing out on the white. So for this first page, I grabbed some stamps and I'm stamping in black, and I'm trying to keep most of it black and white. I wanted some of the page though to connect to my alcohol ink face, so I'm just doing some splatters in coordinating colors, so the purple, pink, and yellow, and just splattering around a bit. And how I will attach the acetate onto my page, right now I'm using some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. It's my go-to glue. You can't really see it once it's dried, but other times I'll just staple these pieces right into my art journal. So you can do either technique, whichever you like the look of better. And you can also see I'm kind of chunking where I apply the glue, and I tried to apply it places where there was a dark area, so like over the eye I'll do a whole little circle of glue there. That way, just in case you see any rings from where the glue has dried, it's not a big deal because it makes sense there. Next, I'm jumping to using this Yupo paper sheet. I cut my whole design in half, and then I sort of fussy cut along the rim of where the ink spread out at. And I'm going to glue this on the base of my page. So actually I have enough to do this on 2 pages. I think I'll use my other side to make a card or save it for later even. And then I'm grabbing some more watercolors and using coordinating colors to splatter out the designs from this main area of color. And I'm going to use this picture of Rachel and I at Creativation. I thought it made sense because it's very painty and rainbow and splatter and just a lot of fun. So that's the picture that I decided to use here. And then I'm going back to my other page. I told you I'd be jumping around a lot here, and going to apply some texture paste. This is a new stencil butter color in navy, and I really love this color. It's so pretty. It might be one of my favorite colors now. And then going back to this page, and I thought it needed a word or a title or something, so I'm doing the title Dream. I didn't have any more E's, but as you can see, I just painted on the rest of the E, and nobody will ever know. And then I'm grabbing these Tim Holtz little sayings, and I love putting these around in my art journal. I think it just gives it a little something, and it gives people something to pause on and read, and maybe what these figures in these pages are thinking about. So I like using them, and I think it's a lot of fun. On this page, I splattered some acrylic white paint. You can see how much of a focal point there is on this page. And then there's my rainbow page. I hope this has inspired you and given you some tips to working with alcohol ink. Thanks for watching.